This is a severe weather episode of WYCEL. Please heed the advice of authorities in your area and have more than one way to receive weather alerts. What you can expect live is produced by D-Weather and is presented by Snowscapes.
There is one new severe thunderstorm warning
Good
for
morning.
Ohio.
It is Wednesday. It's a busy day. I know it's noon, a couple hours later than normal for WYCEL, but there's a lot going on. That is just the hazards across the country right now. That doesn't even begin to tell you the story. In fact, that's not even a really good sampling of what is happening in the country. Let me blow that up for you real quick. We'll go over it briefly, but it doesn't tell the full story. That, friends, is all the stuff that is happening right now in terms of threat levels. All of this we need to keep an eye on today. We're going to break all of that down for you today. Before we do that, because someone's going to piss and moan about it, we are going to give you the forecast. Today will be up around 50 degrees. Lots of sunshine right now. That's going to change. Clouds will increase through the afternoon. As those clouds increase, we're going to see the chance of showers this afternoon into the evening. We'll see spotty showers overnight. Tomorrow we'll see some spotty showers, particularly to the north of us. The Poconos certainly will eventually see them tomorrow down south of the Poconos in the valley. But the higher chances you go north. After dark tomorrow, we could see a thunderstorm tomorrow earlier than sunset, but I don't think so. I think any storm that we could see tomorrow is going to be after dark. Having said that whatever storm we could see could pack a punch, could have some gusty winds, could have some hail, could have some heavy rains. Nothing like the western areas of us are seeing in the central U.S. Again, we're going to break all that down for you. Around 50 today, the low 40s tonight. Tomorrow we'll see a breeze through the day. We'll see spotty showers. Again, a thunderstorm maybe in the afternoon, but I think it's going to happen after sunset tomorrow. And then Friday will be in the mid-60s with showers, and that's pretty much the theme for the entire weekend. Why? Well, there's a massive system out to the west of us, going from Texas up to the Great Lakes, through the Mississippi Valley, through the Mid-South, through the Ohio Valley. It's stalled. It doesn't have anywhere to go, and that's why we're not going to see most of the precipitation for us until Saturday. Let's break it all down for you. There's a lot to talk about. I know a lot of you don't like to pay attention to the stuff outside the valley. You just want our local forecast. Well, there's our local forecast. We'll give it to you again and again and again. But we're going to break all of this down. This stuff that is already happening in the central U.S. is, I don't know how to say it without sounding like I'm trying to hype it. I'm definitely not trying to hype it, but you need to pay attention. If you have friends out there, family out there, Sean Matthews, a fan of this page, is in the danger zone in Indiana. Sean, I know you're here pretty much every day. Pay attention to today, buddy. I'll give you what's going on for your neck of the woods, too, down there in southern Indiana. First of all, Snowscapes. If it wasn't for Snowscapes sponsoring WYCEL this month, we probably wouldn't be doing WYCEL every single day. But Snowscapes, if you have tree damage, if you have tree work that needs done, tree removal, stump removal, just general maintenance, Snowscapes. If it is routine, if it is complicated, it doesn't matter. Snowscapes can take care of it. They have the experience, they have the equipment, they have the knowledge, they have the personnel, the people, the employees are highly trained. They've got the equipment. If nothing else, call them to just get the crane. Wait till you see their crane. Anyway, Snowscapes sponsoring WYCEL. Andy, Katie, thank you very, very much. I don't know if anyone here is going to thank you for it, but I will thank you for it because that is what that's the reason we're doing WYCEL right now. Look, this is the current image of pretty much the eastern part of the United States. There is a lot going on there. We can, let's go to the big image here. These are severe thunderstorm warnings, okay? We are over West Virginia here. This is West Virginia. This is Ohio. Here's western Pennsylvania. Now, this looks close, right? So you think to yourself, well, heck, these are going to be at us today. They're not, really. We come down here. Where are we here? This is Kansas. I think we're probably getting very close to the Missouri border here. Let me turn off radar real quick just so we can see where the hell we are. Yes, so we are in Missouri, Columbus, Missouri, west of St. Louis, about halfway between St. Louis and Kansas City. This is a tornado warning right here. These are severe thunderstorms. This line hasn't even begun to build yet. This is going to get much worse as we go through the day. Now, again, here's Pennsylvania. We have, obviously, it looks very close to us. It's in Erie right now, very close to Pittsburgh right now. So you're thinking to yourself, well, we're going to get that later on today. We're really not. Because this system...
There is one new severe thunderstorm warning for Ohio.
This system is not tracking to the east. Eventually it will, but it's not. It's going to be going like this. Like this. It will slowly, very slowly over the next 3 or 4 days make its way to the east. But there is a Bermuda high over here that is blocking it. And there is a trough over here. This Bermuda high is creating a ridge. So this has nowhere to go but between. So for the next 24, 48, 72 hours, these same areas are going to see inundations of precipitation. So much rain. Again, I don't want to overstate this, but I don't know if I can overstate this. This is going to be a catastrophic event. This is going to be historic flooding. It's going to create just devastation for parts of the country. I want to come through. We're going to go step by step through this. Let's go right now with the Storm Prediction Center guidance. Now listen, if you've been watching WYCEL this week, you know that I've been talking about this. And I have said...
There is one new severe thunderstorm warning for Ohio.
I have said that this, we need to watch Wednesday. I've been saying it since the end of last week. We've been talking about it all of this week. I've been really worried about today. And unfortunately, it's manifesting itself. It's happening. This is the Storm Prediction Center guide, the latest Storm Prediction Center guidance for today. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a very, very large pink area. That is a 5 out of 5 risk. And normally when you get that, they're kind of spotty. They're rather small. This is a huge area. This is western Kentucky, southern Illinois, southeastern Missouri, eastern Arkansas. I would even go into northwestern Mississippi. I would take this down into northern Louisiana. I would take it up into southwestern Indiana. This is a dangerous system. This is a deadly system. Now, I know a lot of people are going to get tunnel visioned by the tornadoes that are going to happen this afternoon, this evening, into the overnight. I was talking with our team in the Disaster Task Force message group this morning. I said, listen, as we monitor their tornadoes, don't get tunnel vision, because I don't think that tornadoes, as terrible as they're going to be today, are going to be the story. They're going to be devastating for places today. It's going to be a widespread tornado outbreak starting this afternoon, going into the evening, into the overnight. That is not going to be the biggest damage maker, life taker, if you will. It's going to be the flooding, friends. It's going to be the flooding. This, again, this is the Storm Prediction Center guidance. It is, again, this is the pink is a 5 out of 5. The red is a 4 out of 5 chance. The orange is a 3 out of 5 chance. The yellow is a 2 out of 5 chance. The dark green is a 1 out of 5 chance. And the light green is a chance. Don't pay attention to the colors. I say it all the time, and it's proven true these last several systems that we've had. Do not pay attention to the colors. Just because you're not in the pink, not in the red, not in the orange, not in the yellow, not even in the dark green, doesn't mean you can't see a very large, excessively strong tornado. Anywhere in these colors, you can see it. Now, having said that, watch this. This is the Storm Prediction Center guidance overall for severe weather. I want to show you some additions to that. This, friends, is the tornado likelihood according to the the Storm Prediction Center. This is the overall guidance. This is the tornado guidance. Friends, those are 5 out of 5. The purple is a 5 out of 5 chance. The red is a 4 out of 5 chance. The yellow is a 3, but I'm not even going to talk about that because it doesn't matter. If you're anywhere in these colors today, you are going to see a chance for tornadoes. Some of you are, it's a given, quite frankly, if you're in those red and purple areas. Within 20, 25 miles of you, there's going to be a tornado over the next 12, 18, 24 hours. Then we have hail threat. This is a hail map. Well, hold on, before we do that. The hatched areas on this image means that you can see an excessively strong, this yellow, red, and purple, means you could see an excessively long duration, excessively strong tornado of EF 3, 4, or 5. The strongest tornadoes you can get. And long lasting, not just popping down and stopping, but lasting, tracking for a long distance. Again, this includes southern Illinois, southern Indiana, western Kentucky, western Tennessee, northwest Mississippi, virtually all of Arkansas, most of Missouri, northern Louisiana, even going into northeast Texas and eastern Oklahoma and southeastern Kansas. This is a huge system, and again, this is not a typical system where it moves to the east. It's not going to do that. Slowly, in all intent and purpose, it is not going to do that. It's just going to train and train and train, slowly drifting as the Bermuda High that is forcing this training to happen slowly drifts off the coast, letting this system move to the east. But for the next 24, 48 hours, it's just not going to happen with any significance. Again, this is the tornado graphics outlook, I should say, for today. This is the hail. This is hail map for today. You will notice, again, this is a very large hatched area, meaning you are going to see gigantic hail, huge hail, baseball size and larger hail, grapefruit sized hail, anywhere in these yellow areas. And again, let's talk about it because it's important. Western Ohio, all of Indiana, virtually all of Illinois, eastern Missouri, all of Arkansas, most of northeast and east Texas, northern Louisiana, northern Mississippi, the eastern half of Tennessee, the eastern half of Kentucky. It could expand. It could go into lower Michigan. It could go into all of Illinois. It could go farther west into Missouri. It could go into central Oklahoma. It could go into eastern Kansas. It could go down into Alabama, even Georgia. It could take over all of Tennessee, into West Virginia, into western Pennsylvania. This is not a... This is guidance, right, friends? This is guidance. If you're anywhere in these colors, you need to be mindful today for tornadoes, for hail, and for strong winds. Friends, this is the wind guidance for today, and I want you to pay special attention to this. That is the hail that you're looking at now. This is the wind. This is just wind. Just wind. Not tornadoes, just wind. These are winds in excess of 80 miles an hour in this red hatched area. You could see winds in excess of 80 miles an hour. This is not tornadoes we're talking about. This is just winds. As this warm front moves through, this is going to be a problem in and of itself. But the largest problem, the biggest problem for this, let me just go back to the standard threat level here. The biggest problem for today, my friends, is going to last into tomorrow, into Friday, into Saturday, into Sunday. And it's not tornadoes. We'll see tornadoes today, tonight, tomorrow night. Maybe Friday, maybe Saturday, maybe Sunday. We'll talk about that. The biggest problem right now and tomorrow and Friday and Saturday and Sunday is going to be the rain. I'm going to show you a couple of different things here, and it's something I don't typically show, but I think it's important to. In fact, let me get it up here real quick. Sorry, I wasn't thinking I was going to show you this, but I want to show you this. This, friends, is the U.S. Geological Survey water levels, river levels map. Let me zoom in because we're way out on this. This is. Come on, go away. Go away. This map shows you different levels, flood stages, if you will. So let's go down here to Louisiana because we can show you the variety of threats that are on here. Let me move in a little bit better. All right. So we have, for example, an orange one right here. I don't know if you guys are able to see it. Let me go to the left monitor so you can see it a little better. Here's the orange one, right? So we hit this. This tells us what it is. This is the Murmurito River at Murmurito, Louisiana. It's telling us right now that it is at 4.66 feet. Flood stage is 4 feet. Minor flood stage is 4 feet. Moderate flood stage is 6 feet. And major flood stage is 8 feet. So it's just at minor flooding. But we go over here to the red one, and we're at Bayou. Oh my goodness, I know I shouldn't have done this. Bayou, I don't know, but it's the Bayou in Esterwood, Louisiana. I can't pronounce that. Esterwood, Louisiana. It is currently at 6.79 feet. I'm sorry, 14.10 feet, 14.10 feet. Moderate flood stage is 14 feet. Minor flood stage is 12 feet. Major flood stage is 16 feet. So it's 2 feet below major flood stage. The point of this is we're going to monitor this. And this is already at moderate flood. We already have flooding down here. Mind you, all of the water, all this precipitation and storms that we're going to see up here in the central part of the U.S., from the Mid-South, the Ohio Valley, all of that, is going to flow down here. So we're going to see flood values increase. In fact, even since this morning, we're now seeing water levels from minor flood stage and elevated water levels across here. We're going to monitor this over the next 48, 72, 96 plus hours to see the differences. And there's going to be differences. And let me show you why. Again, this is the Storm Prediction Center guidance for today. This, my friends, is the, well, let's go to today here real quick. This is the Storm Prediction Center guidance for today, right? And we've already shown you the tornado threat. We've shown you the hail threat, and now the wind threat. Rain is the big story, friends, with this system. This is the 24-hour rain total. 24-hour rain total. Let me see, as you're looking at that, if I can get over to here real quick. Yeah, let's go over to here. This is the current situation. These are, this is the system that we're talking about. It's just now getting ramped up. I want to show you something here. This is the 24-hour total for precipitation. As we're here, we're talking anywhere from 3 to 5 inches over the next 24 hours, with some locally higher amounts. Okay? This is the same image. I want to advance this because I want you to see, as we do this, just how much this system is not moving to the east. And it's going to slowly build to the east, but because we have a Bermuda high here, it's going up and around it. It slowly will drift this way over the next 3 or 4 days, but the rain is essentially going to continue moving to the northeast over and over and over. And that's what I'm going to show you here. This, let's go back to this one. This is the 24-hour rain totals. This is the 48-hour rain totals. This is the 72-hour rain totals. This is the 5-day through Sunday rain totals. Friends, these areas here, some of this is more than 20 inches, approaching 2 feet of rain over the next 5 days. Listen to me. Listen to me. I'll say it again. Up to 2 feet of rain over the next 5 days. This is the 72 hour. Let's do this again just so we can illustrate it a little better. So here is our 24-hour map, right? And I tell you that it's not really going to be moving to the east. So let's draw a line on the east side of this. There's our line, okay? Here's our line. Watch this. That's the 24-hour image. That's the 48-hour image. That's the 72-hour image. This is the 5-day. It finally, on day 4 and 5, Saturday and Sunday, finally starts filling in east of that line. But look again, from today, tomorrow, Friday, that rain doesn't go anywhere except those same areas. That is going to be catastrophic. Catastrophic. That is catastrophic flooding. That is biblical proportion flooding for some areas. That's the Ozarks, the mountainous areas of the Ozarks. The places that we were just at, was it last weekend or the weekend before? When Bennett and I went out to Missouri and Oklahoma, the exact same areas that we helped in Missouri are going to get slammed by this. And not just under the high tornado risk, they're going to see the most rain out of this. It's not going to be a good thing. It's going to be catastrophic. I know that sometimes I use that word. I think the last time I used it was for Western North Carolina from Helene. We called that well before anyone else did, and it turned out to be true. That you all know by now what happened in the Appalachians of Western North Carolina, East Tennessee, Southwestern Virginia. If I'm not confident that it's going to happen, I simply don't talk about it. I will say maybe there's a chance for it, but I won't really mention it. So if I'm telling you, it means I'm confident that's what's going to happen. We've done it numerous times. We put our proverbial necks on the line talking about things well before anybody else does. This is one of those times. We started talking about today last week, and we've been really pushing it this week, that today was just going to be hellacious, devastating. It's even worse than I anticipated, and it's going to be worse than I anticipated. Not just the tornado threat, but the flood threat. That rain, as I just showed you, is going nowhere except down on the same areas. Inches upon inches upon inches upon inches. And that's without the tornado threat. As we get into mid to late afternoon today and into the evening, into the overnight tonight, we're going to see a massive tornado outbreak. Conditions are perfect for it. And there's really nothing atmospherically that's going to inhibit it from happening. Nothing. Our forecast, around 50 today. The sunshine's going to give way to clouds. Clouds will build through the afternoon. We can see some showers starting around 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon into the evening. We'll see spotty showers overnight. Tomorrow we'll see a breeze pick up as we start seeing the edge of that system start influencing our area. We'll see the breeze pick up, gusts of 25 plus. Tree damage called snowscapes. As we get into the afternoon, we start seeing the opportunity for thunderstorms. I don't think it happens until about dusk and later tomorrow evening. Some of those thunderstorms will be gusty. They will have damaging winds. They'll contain hail, flooding downpours.
There is one new severe thunderstorm warning for Arkansas.
And then we get up to the low. We could hit the mid-70s tomorrow. And then mid-50s tomorrow. Our low tomorrow night is going to be warmer than our high today. And then Friday we get to the mid-60s. A little cooler than tomorrow, but warmer than today. With showers off and on throughout the day. And then we start getting a real soaker Saturday and Sunday. I want to show you this again. This is the total total rain accumulations, total precipitation. I'm going to put this through right now through Sunday. And I want you to pay attention to this because although I just showed you in frames what it's going to look like, I want you to see it because visually it's just gobsmacking. This right here. This is going through the weekend, from now through the weekend. right? So these are 24-hour totals. This is each day, the totals. If we go back and we do total accumulated precipitation, friends, watch. Watch. These are different models that I'm showing you just to show you that they are all in agreement. Even the icon that is very conservative is showing a shitload of rain. And look, they're all the same areas. All the same areas. The color differences are just the scales that the different models use. So some look at the concentration. These, again, as we get into here, friends, that's upwards of 2 feet of rain. These are the areas that we were in last weekend, Bennett and I. This is where we were. We are going to deploy somewhere from this. If I was talking to the team and the board this morning, if we had a vehicle, if we had that Nancy vehicle, if we had a deployment vehicle right now, I'd already be gone. I'd be loaded up and I'd be pre-deployed somewhere. We don't have a vehicle, so that makes it a little difficult. And then to rent the vehicle for extra days, extra money.
There is one new severe thunderstorm warning for Arkansas.
So those are warnings that you're hearing right now in the background. I think you can hear those warnings. Those are thunderstorm warnings at the present. These are because that line is starting to build. It's starting to connect right down in through here. So we have new warnings here as that line builds to the south. That's going to intensify today again into the remainder of this morning for them. They're behind us by an hour. That'll build in line, excuse me, and then it's just going to begin the training. There is severe weather up here in Ohio, severe thunderstorms, that is. I would not be surprised if we see something up here. Now, I want to do this because this just kind of illustrates my point that don't necessarily pay attention to the colors, right? So here is the current situation of things. So I want to show you the Storm Prediction Center for today. The Storm Prediction Center has Ohio in the yellow and dark greens to the eastern part. Well, that's where these storms are right now. So don't pay attention to the colors. Do not pay attention to the colors. If you're anywhere in these colored areas, you need to be mindful today. You must be mindful today. One last time, I want to show you the precipitation totals, because you're not likely to see this anytime soon again. This is an event that is just going to be catastrophic. It's going to take lives. Flash flooding is going to be a real thing today, but especially, and mind you, we see the flash flooding today from these storms and the tornadic producing storms, but we're also going to see repeated rains over the same areas for the next 3, 4, 5 days. So as they get the flash flooding, they're still going to continue to see copious amounts of rain, which is just going to compound the flooding problems. And areas that don't flash flood are going to flood. The Ohio River is going to surge. The Mississippi River is going to surge. Everything downstream is going to surge. Louisiana, the bayou is going to flood. Everything downstream will flood. It's a lot of water. Here's our forecast again. 50 today, around 70 tomorrow, the mid-60s on Friday. Showers move in later on today, spotty stuff. We get a wind tomorrow. Showers around. A thunderstorm maybe as early as the afternoon, but I think not until after sunset or around sunset and afterwards tomorrow. And then showers and rain Friday, Saturday, Sunday, a little cool down, and then cool down to start the next week. But then we warm up at the latter part of next week. We are not done the severe weather threat, however. This is the guidance again. I want to show it to you one more time, and I want to walk through the rest of the week. That is the severe. The Storm Prediction Center guidance for today. Excuse me. This is the Storm Prediction Center guidance for tomorrow. Let me get my act together here. There we go. That's the Storm Prediction Center guidance for today. Storm Prediction Center guidance for tomorrow. Storm Prediction Center guidance for Friday. Storm Prediction Center guidance for Saturday. And look, down here, friends, you're going to notice that we have orange here for Saturday. Where is it? It's basically over those same freaking areas. Again, this is the tornado risk for Saturday. And then as we get into Sunday, it moves to the Alabama, Georgia, Panhandle of Florida area. We're going to see changes in this, friends. This is tomorrow. We're going to see changes in this. We're going to see some color changes. We're going to see some orange somewhere on that map. But again, you'll notice it's all those same areas. Look. There's today. There's tomorrow. There's Friday. There's Saturday. And then finally, as it moves off on Sunday. If you are the praying kind, I am certain that these people would love to have your prayers. If you believe in that kind of thing, I don't think it could hurt. They could use it. They're going to need it. Don't use all your prayers today, though, because they're going to need it tomorrow and Friday and Saturday and Sunday, too. We are going to deploy somewhere. We might know today. We might know tomorrow. Well, certainly we will. By today or tomorrow, we'll know. I have a good idea of where we're going, but the list of places we're going is probably going to grow over the next 3-4 days. We may deploy tomorrow or Friday, and then as we're deployed, add places to our list as we commonly do. As Lori likes to say, pivot. We pivot a lot, and this is a perfect scenario for during or deploying and pivoting amidst the deployment, during the deployment, as we're deployed. This is one of those pivoting systems that is just going to be a widespread, massive area of destruction, frankly. If you're in any of these areas, you must be careful. If you have friends or family out there, let them know. I know that people are talking about it somewhat. I don't think it's being talked about as it should be. But if you have friends in any of these dark green, yellow, orange, red, pink areas, you got to give them a heads up. I know their local people are probably talking about it, but as I've seen from the National Weather Service this morning, I looked for AccuWeather today. I looked at some local places, sporadic, local TV station weather people this morning in some of those areas. They're understating it. They're understating it. I'm telling you right now, this is going to be a catastrophic event. This is going to be of historic proportions. If you would like to support our deployment, you can make a tax-deductible donation up there at the Weather on Venmo. You don't need a Venmo account. You just need a debit card or a credit card. At the Weather on Venmo. It helps cover the expenses of our deployment. We'll probably know later today, have a good idea of where we're going to go. Certainly tomorrow morning we will know areas that are going to be in need. But again, that list of places in need is going to grow over the next 2, 3, 4 days. All right, I will look at the comments now and see if there's any comments. Good morning. Good morning. Yep, thank you, Snowscapes. Again, thank you to Snowscapes for sponsoring WYCEL. Gonna warn your friend in Toledo. Good idea. Feisty and Letcher. Tim is talking about Eastern Kentucky, folks we helped after their devastating flooding.
There is one new severe thunderstorm warning for Ohio.
Feisty and Letcher are actually on the good side of this. They're not going to see as much precipitation as Western Kentucky is going to see. The precipitation is actually going to be less as they move east. They're still going to see a bunch of rain, mind you, but they're not going to see anything like they did a few years ago, and certainly not as much as Western Kentucky is going to see this time. Okay, that's all I got for you. I hope I covered everything. I'm sure there's something I forgot. No, I think that's it. We'll come back if we need to today. I got a
There is one new severe thunderstorm warning for Ohio.
I got a lot going on today, with just trying to get this thing figured out, trying to anticipate where we're going to deploy to. I have a pretty good idea. I think we're going to be visiting some folks we just saw very recently, and I think we're going to be going to states that we haven't helped before. If you can help us, that would be sweet. At the Weather on Venmo. It's tax deductible. Keep your Venmo receipt. File it with your taxes. You can, if you don't want to use Venmo, you can come by to Weather HQ at our headquarters here, and I'll give you a tour. You can make a donation in person. We will make a post of our DeWeather Cares Amazon list. That's critical right now. We have stuff I need to try and figure out how to put those kits together. I'm going to try and put some kits together today and tomorrow. If you'd like to help with that, let me know. Yep, all right, that's all I got for you. I love you all, ladies. I love you a little bit more. If you got a vehicle we can use, that would be awesome, too. All right, see you guys tomorrow at the latest, maybe later today.
This has been a severe weather episode of WYCEL. What you can expect live is produced by DWeather and is presented by Snowscapes. For more information on severe weather and severe weather preparedness, please follow DWeather Cares on social media.